The mayor of Uvalde in Texas says the school where a gunman killed 19 children and 2 teachers last month is to be demolished. Earlier, the official in charge of public safety told a state hearing that the law enforcement agents responsible for the attack had been abject in failure because they had put their lives over the lives of their children. Richard Forrest reports.
A month ago, young children at Robb Elementary School in Texas were frantically calling 911 to report multiple victims as their classmates were being shot. Now photos have emerged that appear to show armed police with rifles and at least one ballistic shield waiting in a school corridor, arriving earlier and with more powerful weaponry than previously reported. Pictured inside the school 19 minutes after the gunman entered the school. But why was there a long delay in using them? There's another accusation. Police waited for a master key to arrive so that classroom doors could be opened, but there are now serious doubts aired that the door was even locked.
There's compelling evidence that the law enforcement response to the attack at Robb Elementary was an abject failure.
The damning timeline of events showing in galling detail that it was over an hour into the shooting when officers confronted and killed the gunman.
3 minutes after the subject entered the West Building, there was a sufficient number of armed officers wearing body armor to isolate, distract, and neutralize the subject. The officers had weapons, the children had none. The officers had body armor, the children had none.
Texas's public safety chief also accuses the on-scene commander of placing officers' lives above the children's. Testimony from one survivor illustrates how desperate things were at the time.
He shot my friend that was next to me, and I thought he was going to come back to the room, so I grabbed the blood and I put it all over me.
We had numerous law enforcement officers and agencies that assisted with the safety release for those students. At approximately 11:32,
there are calls for this man, Uvalde School's police chief Pete Arredondo, to resign, but he denies he was the incident commander and says he did not order police to hold back.
The initial narrative of police presented by the governor was that police were courageous, acted decisively, quickly ran towards the sound of gunfire and confronted the shooter. That has turned out to be not even close to the truth. That has been very, very hard for Texans to hear this narrative fall apart.
The deaths of 19 students and 2 teachers now harder to bear following the police decision not to confront the active shooter quickly. Richard Forrest, BBC News.